All right. Hello, then. This is the Johnny Come Lately's podcast. I have it written down here as episode 11, but I'm pretty sure it's actually episode 12. And we are coming through live, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
My name is Mono Drew.
And I'm, of course, Cambrian.
Hello there. All right, let's put something else on screen because this is just a gobbled mess. There we go. That's a much nicer image.
Oh, look at it. Oh.
I forget what the context is. I'm pretty sure it was for the last episode, but probably just taking the piss out of chills.
Oh yeah, probably.
So yeah, this one's streaming live, although you're probably not watching it live. If you are, I'm sorry. Usually don't record things live, so I'm a bit nervous about this. So let's just do some housekeeping. Let's not mention people's names who we don't want mentioned.
Yeah, true.
Because I can't fucking edit this. And
yeah,
I've had to edit things both of us have said in the past.
Yeah, we're not great on that.
No, and I've tried to prepare as best I can to have all the relevant files in one place because I've got this on full share, and quite frankly, there are things I don't want shared from my computer. So I've had to be very selective from it. So, yeah. Plus, you're going to notice now, if you're listening and you've listened to other episodes, I'm an even worse speaker live than I am when edited. Like, that's the power of editing. It actually makes me sound way better.
Oh, everybody thinks that, though.
I am fucking terrible. Do you know how many and other shit I cut out? Like, it's bad enough what's in the show. It's way worse, the raw footage.
Oh, no, man. Everybody does that, though. I'm terrible for it. Like, I repeat myself a lot.
So, once again, I am sorry. I'm not good at this. How are you doing?
Yeah, just fine. Just enjoying this festive season. Kinda.
Still a festive season. Whoop. I keep going back to check the progress of the Hangouts, but it makes an interesting match. Is there a group chat on this? Whoa, this is freaky.
Freaky. Well, there is actually group chat, is there?
Ah, chat. Here we go. Yay. Yeah, there is a chat up, but I think I have to keep going into this screen to do it. So I'll check back every so often. I mean, I'm not expecting anyone to just jump on board.
All right. So someone can write a comment.
Yeah. Though weirdly enough, when I was doing one of the tests earlier, one of my friends, he must have just been watching YouTube because the test only lasted about 15 seconds. Yet he had enough time to come on and leave a comment.
Oh wow. So is it also shared onto your social medias and whatnot?
I think I can do that in the settings, but I haven't.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, that might be something further down the line.
Yeah. I mean, this is just kind of a test, if nothing else. And at the very least, it's a way to make a video without me having to spend like 3 or 4 hours editing. So that's a plus.
Yeah, I guess. We might be able to actually keep up on top of it as well. Like, I'm terrible for finding spare time. Yeah,
although I'm trying to find, there doesn't appear to be any sort of timer, so I'm not 100% sure how long this is going for.
That's fine. Well, I think we started recording when my Skype said about 8 minutes, and we're on about 13 minutes now, so we're doing all right.
8:13. I'm not too good at math, so we've been going about maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, about 5 minutes or so.
All right, so maybe half past, 35 minutes past.
Yeah. I mean, you asked how I was doing, mind you, and like I say, just sort of enjoying this the festive period because I am now off work for quite a little bit of time.
Son of a bitch.
How about yourself?
Well, I'm not off work, but I've just recently started a new job, so I'm not really complaining about that. I will be off Christmas Eve, though, on the day before, and Christmas Day and Boxing Day, because where I'm working isn't open. So I'm going to have like a decent stretch of like 4 days off. So when it comes to the Christmas period, so I'm not too bothered about that.
Well, that's pretty sweet, to be honest.
I should also point out the instructions I followed on how to do this live stream. It applied to the old YouTube Studio, whereas there's now a beta version, which I think a lot of people are using. But because this is an older one, well, it might not be because of this, but it is a factor. This streaming wasn't compatible with Firefox, which means I've had to fucking go back and open Internet Explorer, which I don't need to tell anyone is fucking awful.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a Firefox man myself, so this is just absolutely aggravating.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. If I have to use anything, it's we used to be Chrome, but Firefox tends to be the one I use now.
Mm-hmm. So if I do think about doing any more of these, I'll have to maybe work out some bugs and other things.
Yeah, but still pretty sweet.
Yeah. No, I'm doing okay. As I said, it just really been at work this week. I was quite tired yesterday because I was a bit late for work, but I just made up the time later, so I finished a bit later and told myself I was going to go to the gym, didn't. Told myself today I was going to go swimming, didn't, though. There's still time for me to do something, so I might go jogging or, something along those lines.
I mean, in this weather, it's actually quite brisk and nice as well.
Yeah. I was honestly expecting it to be a lot icier than it is because last night we had like fucking sleet and snow and ice.
God, it was so cold yesterday, yeah.
But today's surprisingly pleasant. Anyway, we should probably actually talk about some things. I'll just get my file up. Minor spoilers here. God. Well, Star Trek Discovery Season 2, I think, starting in the new year. Now, I've given my opinions on it before that. I thought the series itself was kind of okay. I understand why a lot of people really hate it, though, because it's just fucking infested with political correct bullshit.
Yeah.
As is Doctor Who these days, supposedly, though, to be fair, I get all my information of Doctor Who now secondhand because I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I don't even care enough.
No.
Yeah, you heard that last show.
Yeah. But one thing I have noticed, especially with Star Trek Discovery, is even if you kind of liked the show and followed it like I did, you can't deny basically the agenda that's just running through the entire fucking production, the entire fucking show, and sadly the fan base. I think a few shows back I referenced a comment where like an entire stream was deleted because people were saying, yeah, just because it's quote unquote woke and shit and diverse doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
Well, someone else posted something recently. I say recently, it was like a week or two ago now. It also got deleted, and ultimately this has caused me just to fucking leave that fan page entirely because let's just open this up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just realizing you actually can't see this, but basically it's a little bit of a joke. Are you aware of Captain Pike? He was in the new films. He's going to be in the new series, but he was also in the old series. He was crippled and in a life support machine and can only communicate by like one bleep or two. It's been parodied a shitload and everything, like from South Park and other stuff.
Futurama definitely did one.
Yeah, and the fans are actually seeing this here. Oh god, I probably should have censored his name. I'm sure it'll be fine. Someone posted on basically Star Trek Discovery fan page. I submit this photo and it was removed. I would like an administrator to personally message me and explain why this was considered inappropriate. Basically, Kirk is saying to Spock, "What do you think of the negotiations going well, sir?" Spock says, "It's difficult to tell, Captain."
Yeah.
Next screenshot. Oh god, this is professional. Someone else is saying, "I just wish I knew what the hell they were saying." It's Pike and his machine making the beep noise, R2-D2 making R2-D2 noises, and the Roadrunner going peep peep. Should be meep meep, but whatever. So that was a joke. It's a joke about a fictional character and their issues communicating because they can only communicate in, you know, noises, basically.
Yeah.
You can probably predict this erupted into a huge fucking shitstorm on the site, and I believe this post may have been blocked and banned as well.
Right.
With wonderful things like this. Oh, this is tasteless trash. Please delete it. It's kind of tasteless. Has nothing to do with Star Trek. Blah blah blah. Christ, there was another comment as well, which I don't think I saved, which is kind of a bummer because it was a really good one. It was basically saying, "Oh, we take it because it's like, what do you call it? It's ableist because you're making fun of the disabled because." You know, this is a fucking fictional character with a fictional medical condition in a fictional universe.
That is non-understandable when you consider what he's doing.
Yeah, who is not understandable to most people. But, you know, it's ableist. You're not allowed to make fun. This was kind of the straw that just broke the camel's back for me. It's not like the worst thing I've seen on the fan page, but... as you've probably seen already, I made this comment. All these characters are fictional, you oversensitive crybabies. I'm done with this trigger-happy group. So, at that point, I didn't even give them the chance to ban me. I posted that and just fuck off because I am fucking tired of
it's a bit
this.
tiresome.
Like, it's the whole political correctness and social justice bullshit. It can be aggravating.
It's a waste of time, though. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's not a show anymore. It's just this.
It's a message.
People to complain.
And you know, I can't save myself yet because I've not seen it, but apparently that's what pretty much the entire season of Doctor Who was.
Yeah, same. I've not seen it, but I have heard that it has a big agenda.
Oh, evil white people and patriarchy and that kind of shit. God, like.
I'm not commenting yet because I've not seen it, and I'm almost certainly going to see a couple of them soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll comment.
Yeah. But, Christ, I mean, not only is it aggravating for me because I love being talked down to by usually white privileged kids, I must say, who have an education, or so they say. It's not just the fact that I'm talked down to. I also feel mildly sorry for these people because what a fucking joyless existence.
Yeah.
Where you're
walking around being offended by absolutely everything.
You're programmed to take offense at fucking everything.
God, they better not leave the house. Things are out there.
And when you're not taking offense, you're micromanaging other people, what they're allowed to say, what they're allowed to like, and you're micromanaging yourself. You're constantly self-censoring. You're not letting your own opinions be heard because it might hurt someone's fifis.
But nothing will come of that. Like, you will literally stand still.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, confrontation does, and, you know, I'm not saying all confrontation is good, but confrontation, it is good. It is a good thing because that's how ideas get put forward. That's how innovation is made. That's exactly what invention is. It's the confrontation between what already exists and saying I can do it better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's what everybody's doing. Like, this is just taking that picture from that Star Trek thing that you're on about there. But
it's a fucking joke.
Something much larger, really. Like,
it's a fucking joke.
Well, it is. That one's pretty pathetic.
Like, I was watching some Medicare streams last night, which I've seen before, but it was talking about the SCP Foundation. Don't know if you know much about the SCP Foundation. I've spent a little time on it in the past. It's quite fun. Basically, it's a collection of like mini horror stories and things, all centered around this like secret government organization keeping these threats contained, like all sorts of odd little creatures, like paintings that come to life or transport people in alternate dimensions.
Oh, the gas masks and that,
yeah. Basically, that's all fucking went to absolute shit now as well for similar things. You know, people have come in control and now they're just enforcing their agendas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's basically what the Medica stream was about a few weeks back. So I was watching it again last night, and like, bear in mind, people submit joke posts, and what really got me was this famous one where it was a doorknob but it was a doorknob which had the power that it was like super sexually arousing, and everyone who went near it wanted to have sex with it. Obviously, that's a joke, but you know, what do you see in the fucking comments? You know, bullshit like, I think this is trivializing sexual assault, and obviously, like the doorknob, like it doesn't have a mouth, so like the doorknob can't consent. So I think it's just normalizing sexual assault.
Jesus Christ!
Fucking doorknob, a fucking joke.
They have no lives at all.
No fucking lives. So of course, you know, people get fucking banned from posts for complaining.
My God.
Whereas,
I can't imagine that existence. Like, I'd put a bullet between my eyes if I walked around offended by everything like that.
Whereas, like, there's another post where it's like an alien satellite that has become self-aware and decides to identify itself as a trans woman and posts on Tumblr.
All right.
Do you know what? That the existence of that is fine by me in this fictional universe, but when someone points out, okay, this is kind of stupid and cringy, they get fucking banned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now,
really stupid and cringy.
Because I wasn't really planning on speaking about this, I don't have any sources up there, but you can see it. Like if you go on YouTube, search maybe like Mr. Medica SCP, it'll come up. There was some streams. If you want to know more about like the history of the SCP Foundation, the fictional, if you go into Frederick Knudson's channel, Down the Rabbit Hole, search for Down the Rabbit Hole SCP Foundation. That's a really good documentary. I totally recommend that guy's channels.
God damn, I mean, a little joke that's in a game is fucking...
Something that affects fucking no one in the real world. Or at least anyone who has their fucking 1 foot in fucking reality.
Well, even in their own argument, right, okay, maybe this doorknob can't consent, all that sort of thing. It's also fictional and in a game. So, I mean, if you want to get, I don't know, logical about it,
maybe
while still being illogical slightly, it's not a real doorknob. It's not promoting anything. The fact of the matter is, it's harmless because it's a fucking inanimate object.
But you don't understand, because what this means is like either like there's people who are like sexual abusers in the foundations, and it's normalizing sexual assault, just like Donald Trump when he made me cry.
Oh God, and the world's flat.
Yes, and you know, I said I wasn't going to talk about some of this bullshit, but it's fucking annoying, to be honest. So there's like a recurring thing in this show.
It is, yeah.
I do recommend people to look this stuff up though, because it's cringy as fuck.
Yeah, it seems a bit worrying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you know what? You know the people who take over shit. They've got like the wonderful ideas in their head about how they're the good guys and they're remaking society, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
A lot of the problems with this, this is also pointed out by Christina Summers in the book I've been reading, is a lot of these people get their power by well-meaning idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for example, if you're super extreme feminist to the point where you don't think straight relationships should be allowed, by just calling yourself a feminist, though, and if you provide forward a thesis or an events program to like a university, because the staff there aren't necessarily monsters and they don't want to be coming down on feminism, they'll just agree to say, okay, maybe we'll host this event.
Yeah.
But without being completely ignorant of the fact that there's absolute bullshit being spread and spouted.
Yeah.
Like Christina Summers herself, when she went, I can't remember if it was a college event or something, she said, I wonder what the faculty members would have thought where among this feminist discourse there was stalls promoting witchcraft and the power of positive feminine healing and all sorts of pseudoscientific bullshit.
So, you know, dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, where we are now, it's because of dangerous people and well-meaning but ignorant fools. And
God damn.
honestly, I can't remember where I took this screenshot from, but it was quite an interesting one. This is one of the chosen speakers for the Women's March on DC, Donna Hilton. Murdered a 60-year-old gay man in 1985, tortured him, personally tortured him herself, but now she lectures on, you know, women being oppressed at universities, so that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Had another example here. Again, this isn't very well planned, but, you know, another fine example of the people who influence media these days. So from Sarah Zhang, New York Times editorial board. Every time I see a bald white kid, I secretly hope he has leukemia and do my own private little end zone dance.
Jesus.
I hope someone knifes you in the fucking face.
Yeah. Jesus.
I get it, you know, tolerance and all of that, but I have no tolerance for people who just will pain on others and suffering, especially over such. That's the thing, you know, when we talk about like the far left and social justice, they're often the most segregationist, racist people I have ever fucking seen.
Well, yeah, they're segregating everybody, basically.
And considering they're all for equality and, you know, everyone being, well, supposedly for equality and everyone being equal, they have such a wonderful low opinion of, like, ethnic minorities or women.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's not about giving everyone a level playing field so the best can succeed. It's about dragging the rest of fucking society down. Because apparently,
yeah, it's all because they want to feel a bit special.
Yeah, because apparently these women and minorities who are so great. Not that I disagree with it. I'm just saying this is their opinion. They're apparently so great that they need unfair advantage to get ahead.
But yeah, very much. That's what they're asking.
Okay, I forgot who quoted this, but it's a really great thing. It's the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Yeah, true.
And that's why these fucks are some of the most like racist, like, discriminatory fucking people on earth.
It's probably more offensive.
I personally find it way more offensive.
Yeah.
Anyway, I forgot what I was going on about now. I'll just bring up this stupid picture. Oh, Jesus, I have not been closing down these images, have I? I'll just bring up this picture again of us in a red circle. Christ, it must have only been last week I'd done this image. I really could not remember what it was for. Again, I think we might have been ripping into chills. Like, probably. Top 15 videos, because you notice on like some of those thumbnails, it's usually a picture, but something in a red circle. Like, oh, look at this. Look what's mysteriously going on in the background. That kind of bullshit there.
Yeah.
I think that must be it. God, speaking of chills, I think I may have brought this up on the previous video when I was editing, because we were talking about him last week, but the fucking best comment I found was when I was looking at one of his YouTube videos, and it was by this Nicola Tasic. Shows a clip of woman drinking water. In this next clip, we see a female specimen of the human race using her mouth to transport the clear liquid to her stomach. She's using a glass to do this. No damage was caused in this video. It's quite unclear what caused her to want to drink the water. The clip is only a few seconds long. Yeah, that's just that joke little comment is like a perfect description of like a chills video.
Yeah. Jeez.
And I gotta do my stupid chills voice again.
Oh, that's a good impression, to be honest with you.
Oh, God. Yeah, I occasionally watch top 15s, partly as a laugh and partly because I do like creepy videos. I was watching some creepy shit last night. It wasn't top 15s. It was, you ever heard of the missing 411 stuff?
No, not really.
You should do. It's actually it's kind of interesting as well as being creepy. It's kind of the phenomenon of just the insane amount of people at national parks who fucking vanish.
Right.
In mysterious circumstances, or later found dead, or occasionally alive, but also in just really weird circumstances, like people found with their clothes inside out, or, you know, they're either at the end or they're at the front of like a hiking group, and within the space of fucking seconds, just gone.
Weird.
Or, you know, people turn up in an area that's been searched multiple times already, like a week later. It's just all insane. Very creepy, especially as someone for me who loves the outdoors and admittedly risky. I ventured out in the outdoors and like pretty funny situations alone multiple times. So I do recommend maybe checking it out. There's so many videos on the subject though, so if anyone's interested, just look at Missing 411.
Like, I might actually watch some of them. I like to be sort of creeped out in some way.
Creepy. I mean, I don't know if this is the same with you, but this is definitely the case of me. Horror and fiction can be interesting to me, but what really creeps me out is real world shit.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing more terrifying. Like, there's you can watch a poltergeist movie. It doesn't hold a candle to like, you know, the neighbor who just snapped one day and ate someone.
Yeah, because that could just happen.
That could and has happened.
Well, exactly. That's the reason why things like Halloween I always find more interesting.
Because it's grounded.
Yeah, more appropriately like Black Christmas or something like. That's a genuinely unnerving film. Like, I would recommend that
because it could totally happen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, a lot of these movies take inspiration from real life shit. I mean, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but that was largely inspired by Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Obviously hammed up, and it's multiple people instead of one guy. But you know,
he inspired so many people.
He inspired a good deal of fiction. Well, you got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You've got Buffalo Bill, Hannibal Lecter. Fucking Norman Bates, he's the biggest one. I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah, Norman Bates.
But again, he wasn't some like Satanist devil worship, or he wasn't this like otherworldly force. He was a guy. He was just a bit of an oddball recluse who they found out murdered at least 2 people and robbed countless graves and fucking made furniture out of people's flesh.
Yeah. But again, like with most people like that, he was apparently very charming.
He was. He actually had a decent reputation in town as like a babysitter, believe it or not. He was a friendly fellow, but fuck me, he had some demons like underneath.
And he was apparently very, very fond of his mother, obviously, as well. So he was a family-ish man, I guess.
Yeah, well, he was kind of domineered by his mother in a way because she was like apparently a right religious fucking nut job.
That's one of the most common things I've noticed about real life spooky shit is that religion plays a big part in it.
Oh yes, definitely. Just because I don't know what it is. Like, I'm gonna play armchair psychologist here. I should maybe put something more interesting on in the background. Just a second. Yeah, I don't want to play like armchair psychologist or anything, but do you think it's like the outlandishness of religion versus the fucking real world just causes such a conflict in people?
Yeah,
especially when it comes.
They're actually willing to believe.
Yeah.
Imaginary friend means that they'll believe anything, I guess.
That's a good image. Especially when it comes to like sex, like sexual stuff, like development. You know, perfectly natural thing people kind of everyone goes through. They all develop in their own certain ways. But when you've got an external force like religion basically saying, oh, you know, this natural thing that you're going through right now, it's the work of the devil. Like,
it's evil.
That must fuck you up.
Oh, yeah.
And to be honest, I don't want to get like uber personal here. My upbringing was particularly religious, but I did grow up with some very strange ideas of morality. It did affect me later on in life.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm kind of just getting over some things now. I'm not going to go into details about exactly what, but it does have a fucking effect.
Oh, it definitely does.
And honestly, it's one of the fucking reasons that pisses me off so much, especially when it comes to like the modern world, is the censorship and being told that because you're a person who has like sexual interest in, you know, either the same or the opposite gender, you're wrong because of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking mental.
It is crazy.
God, everything goes back to this. Who are we talking about? Oh, Ed Gein, wonderful shit. Ah, yes. Ultimately, it was talking about the missing 411, which is stuff I would definitely look up because there's some creepy stories.
Oh yeah,
and they're all true as well. Well, you know, true-ish, and that they've disappeared. Obviously, there's a lot of conjecture. What really freaked me out was there was one at the Lake District, which was, you know, this side of the world, and another one in Scotland. So that makes me a tad bit more unnerved.
Mm-hmm. Bit closer to home.
Yeah, but you know, moral of the story: real life shit's way worse than any fictional horror movie or book.
Oh, a million times, yeah.
So, what other fun topics should we bring up?
There was one little thing I noticed just to sort of lighten the mood a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, you loaned off me. It was a film. It was the Curse of Chucky, wasn't it?
Curse Chucky, yes. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I'm not going to say it's like great, but it was decent.
Yeah, it was probably better than Cedar Chucky and maybe Bride a little bit. But one thing I noticed today was the teaser for the new remake of Child's Play's come out.
Oh, right. I've not seen that yet.
It's just, there's hardly anything happens. It's just a teaser.
Ooh.
But, like, the only annoying thing is when I was reading up about it, it's not a guy who does voodoo anymore, so it's not Charles Lee Ray. It's either going to be one of those boring doll stories. So, you know, the ones that come out, millions of them last year even.
What, a haunted doll?
Yeah, so they're going to change it to that, or either faulty AI.
Oh, God. I fucking almost knew they were going to go down that route.
I don't see the point. Just, if you want to do another sequel, make it dark, make it so nobody remembers that Chucky, you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Yeah, as much as I didn't say the curse was great, it was fine.
Yeah.
One thing I actually give kind of the Child's Play series a hell of a lot of respect for is they've always kept continuity. They've always kept, like, Brad Dourif. It's always been the same doll.
Yeah.
They've never like rebooted it until this point. Okay. Probably
that's kind of ruined it a bit.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Teaser trailer, Child's Play 2019. Okay, I'm not gonna like really play through this. I'm just sort of having a quick look through, though it is just a teaser, so I probably won't say anything.
Yeah.
They are saying it's pretty much just going to be a remake because, you know, fuck originality.
Well, it's the same kid from the first one. I forget, Andy. Sorry. So it'll probably just be a grittier, frame for frame shot remake again. Like, there's no point to it. Like, did you like the first Chucky? Yeah, we'll watch the first Chucky. Here's a sequel. Like, shit, that's all you need to do.
I have a little bit
What's the remake going to do? What's the actual end game?
Well, yeah, exactly. The first Child's Play is a great, tense film.
It is. The first three, to be honest, are proper, like, genuine horror movies.
Yeah, and I'm someone who has kind of a personal history with it, in the sense that the first Child's Play movie fucking traumatized me as a child.
Oh, it was awesome, wasn't it?
I had a horrible fear of dolls for years and years because I think I saw it really young. I might be in like 6 or something, and it's one of those things that really burned into my mind and fucking scarred me for a long time. Of course, I watch it now and I just enjoy it, but yeah.
One of the best things about it was that it was one of the first horror movies, like genuine horror movies, to use a child lead.
Yes. And it's surprisingly not a bad.
Like the main hero in it. Andy is the main character. He's tiny in it.
Yeah, he's not bad as well. I mean, child actors aren't usually great.
Yeah, he was actually fine, and it was the same actor for 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and one of the things I'll give the new It film, which was out a year or 2 ago. One thing I'll give that is the actors are the actors were very good. They kind of made the film for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'm not as blown away by it as every other fucker on the planet seemed to be.
Oh, it was fine. And mind you, that we just brought that up. The the person who made the remake of it is doing Child's Play as well.
Oh. Well, if nothing else, I think you might have an eye for good child actors, but...
Maybe. I don't really feel like there's any need for a remake. Something like It made a bit more sense because it was a made for movie.
It was made for TV movie, yeah.
Where Child's Play is a well-established
series.
Yeah, and if anyone that's going to go and see it is probably a fan of the old ones who I genuinely don't see their end game. That's my main issue with it.
Money.
You want to retell the story, but tell it differently. Then it's not Child's Play. Call it something else. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I feel like I divert the bit. I'll just quickly give my thoughts on The Curse of Chucky. It was fine. Brad Dourif was great. One thing I did pick up on when I was watching it, whoever the cinematographer was really good. There's some really great scenes where like scene transitions will there'll be a light and it'll sort of turn into like the glint from a knife and stuff like that, and just really well like compositive stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
My only real issue with Curse was it fell on one of the most overused tropes of everyone's an idiot.
Yeah.
And doesn't behave in a way any reasonable human being would. For instance, spoiler warning, the mother of the family is having an affair with the nanny.
Yeah.
It's made very clear at one point where the nanny is sort of streaming through the laptop to the mother, while her daughter is asleep in the bed behind her.
Yeah.
This is something no one who isn't on a fucking register or deserves to be would ever do in real life. It's just one of those really dumb things that's done for like plot.
Yeah. God.
Or if I received a mysterious package with this doll in it, I'd be like, well, this isn't mine. It's going in the trash.
I don't know. I'd probably keep it like.
Oh, I actually know what I would do. I'd put return to sender like I do with loads of unwanted mail I get at this place and just fucking get rid of it.
God, yeah, no, we get tons here. Yeah, that's true. Although I can't help thinking, when Alice and whatnot from the Freddy movies realizes they've got some sort of power against Freddy, even.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't try to cut a deal with him. This guy's gonna win. Like, oh shit, you know what? I can bring you people.
Well, I know that's what you would do.
Yeah, maybe I'm just that guy.
Oh God, I've not watched any of the Friday films in a while.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
God,
I criticized a lot for watching the same films, but I'll be honest with you, I like a lot of films, but in the massive scheme of things, there's not a lot. It's kind of odd. Like, I like a lot of films, but even that's not a lot, if you know what I mean. I recycled a lot of films that I like over and over again. And the cycle will just start again after I've watched them. Like, I'll probably watch Alien again soon.
I've been in the mood for Alien recently.
Yeah, and apparently it's kind of weird to rewatch things as much as I do, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's like, talk to like any really big Star Wars fans. Chances are they've seen the original trilogy like plus 40 times, so it's not that bad.
God.
I'm trying to think.
Like horror.
I'm trying to think what movie I've probably seen more than any other.
Which one?
I'm trying to think of one. I'm not sure because the movies I've kind of watched repeatedly, they're kind of I've probably seen a batch of movies repeated times, but there isn't one that I've like obsessively watched.
Yeah, I'm trying to think my own. I mean, probably Halloween or Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean, most years I'll watch Halloween, but that's only like maybe once a year.
Yeah, same. I don't think I'll ever watch anything more than once a year.
The only reason I didn't watch Halloween this year, but the only reason is I was watching the new one.
Yeah, true. Yeah. New one. Oh man, I can't wait till that comes out.
Yeah, man. Well, that was a thread that went nowhere. I'm trying to think what film I've seen more than any other, and I actually can't think of one.
I'm trying to think. I mean, you must have seen American Beauty quite a bit.
I have, yeah. I mean, I might be falsely remembering this, but even so, I think I maybe seen it maybe fucking 8 times all the way through. If I was to put a rough guess on it, I know, especially with my childhood, I may have seen Titanic a lot. I've seen it 3 times in the cinema. I know that.
I was there once.
Yeah, you were there on the last one.
That's the one and only time I've seen that.
In 3D.
It was honestly surprisingly good.
To be fair, the 3D was actually excellent considering it was like a post job.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen The Dark Knight twice. God, I think that might be it.
The Dark Knight is one of them. Everybody keeps going on about the Dark Knight ruined the DC universe. So no, it didn't. DC universe is just shit.
Yeah, no, there's...
Yes, The Dark Knight might be a decent film, and that's all it is, in my opinion, I'll be honest with you. Decent. And yes, decent stands out amongst all that other shit.
I personally think I personally consider it an excellent film, but I wouldn't blame it for the state of the DC universe. I blame the state of the DC universe on the DC universe.
Yeah, just on some power.
Just make something fucking good.
Exactly. The thing though, like, I really don't understand what made The Dark Knight just explode in popularity. I think it might be, an unpopular opinion, but it's just a long movie that's constantly telling you that you're wrong. I couldn't be arsed with it. It was like, that's fine.
I wonder if a lot of it was like largely novelty, because it was a sequel to a Batman film, which I think is really good, but obviously it didn't get the same public recognition. I think it's just because it was done in a very straight, serious kind of way. I don't know if it was just the novelty of like, well, it's Batman, that thing, children and geeks like, but it's like cool. I don't know if maybe that it was like the novelty of it, which just drew people to it.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, that's kind of made what like comic culture is now, largely.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Oh.
Although it's went in a much better direction, I'd say, at least for the most part. I mean, as good as The Dark Knight is, and I do probably like the film more than you do, and Batman Begins, I generally, if I'm watching a superhero movie, it'll be one of the Marvel lot.
Oh, yeah. And even then, I don't think they're as massively rewatchable as everybody in the world seems to think they are.
No, they're
okay. Like,
I've seen most of them probably at least twice.
I think I've seen Civil War twice.
I may have seen Civil War 3 times because I actually super enjoyed it. And unlike apparently most people, I'm a big fan of Cap in the cinematic universe. Loads of people don't like him. I don't get it.
I don't know why. Captain America is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, at least in this cinematic universe.
Yeah,
But no, I've seen that probably 3 times. I went to the cinema to see it, and I saw it on my own like twice.
I wish I went to see that at the cinema, I'll be honest with you. I've only seen it once. Do you know, everyone loves The Winter Soldier. Give or take, honestly.
I like that. I really like that one too. I've seen that one probably twice. I've seen the first. I've seen the first one maybe 3 times because I fucking love the first Captain America.
Yeah, the
first Avenger.
The sentence just great.
Yeah. And it's so dense with like the comics lore, like punching Hitler, and
yeah,
it's so cool. Like the Red Skull and the Hydra things. Yeah.
Actually, we've brought it up a little bit. The new trailer for the new Avengers came out a little while back, and everybody, the internet explodes as it does. I'm massively underwhelmed.
God,
to be honest,
that phrase is so overused it like has no fucking meaning.
Which one?
The internet explodes.
Oh yeah, I know, but it does. You know what I mean? Everyone sort of shits themselves like, "Oh, Avengers have done something." Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Look at the Age of Ultron, like Christ.
I think I've seen that one probably twice as well. I went in the cinema to say I've seen it once since. It's not the best one, but it's fine.
It is fine, but the new trailer for the new Godzilla came out, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not expecting much. I'm not, but that looks more fun. To be at least Ghidorah's in it, at least Rodan's in it. You know what I mean? At least a bit of action has happened.
I'm trying to think, like, with Marvel movies, I think most of them are decent. A few of them are great. And the occasional one's not that good. Like, the two Marvel movies, which I kind of don't like, are Iron Man 2 and Thor 2.
Oh, Iron Man 2 and... Actually, both of those, Iron Man 2 and Thor... No, Iron Man 3, sorry, was absolute wank with the Mandarin.
Yeah, I actually, I've seen that more than once. I kind of enjoyed it in the second viewing because I kind of knew what to expect. It didn't feel like I got kicked in the fucking teeth.
I guess. I've literally only seen that one once, so...
Oh, Christ. I've remembered now because we saw it together in a group. It was honestly one of the worst fucking viewing experiences I've had in the cinema because it was 3D. And because of very poor planning from the person's idea it was, we were right on the fucking edge. The 3D effects didn't match up. And then, if I remember right, they would give me a fucking headache.
Well, it was because we were sat right in front of the screen.
Right in the front, right at the edge. Like the fucking worst place you can sit it, usually in a cinema.
Sell seats like that at 3D, I think. Like, they should just say there's no...
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're bad seats, usually, but in 3D, it's a fucking ordeal.
Yeah. So that didn't help the film.
No. But no, I remember marathoning a load of Marvel movies, and I did rewatch that one again. It's probably not one I'd watch.
All of them, I think I saw the first Avenger film, like, more than any other one, mainly because I didn't like it the first time.
Same. I didn't like it when I didn't like it when we saw it in the cinema.
That was hype, though.
I've said this before. I blame geek culture and I blame hype for blowing it up to be the fucking most orgasmic movie experience ever, to the point where it actually ruined the experience when I actually saw it because I was so underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Having chilled, give it some time, and rewatched it myself, I enjoyed it.
Exactly.
Well, that's what fucking geek culture breeds. Just hype.
Honest to God, it's ironic because I am a geek and I'm part of that culture technically, I guess. But I hate it. That's the worst thing about geek culture is geek culture. Ironically,
I probably would have considered myself one a while ago. I kind of don't now. I don't really buy things anymore or really keep up to date.
I don't know, Tomb Raider.
I guess, but it's a very, very niche thing.
It is actually, yeah. It is, and it's probably more so because you want to be more outdoorsy.
I know, yeah. I like links to my other interests, and there's a lot of I mean, this will be the same for a lot of geek culture, I suppose. A lot of it's nostalgia. Like, some of my best memories of playing games when I was younger was the original Tomb Raider series.
Plus, why do you need to be labelled a geek just because you like something that's not pop music or football?
Yeah, to be honest, I do not particularly like labels, especially these days where fucking everything's identity politics.
Exactly. You're yourself and you like Tomb Raider. There you go. Yeah. I'm myself and I like comic books. Geek culture can go fuck off.
Yeah, this is to go back to the Star Trek thing I was talking about earlier, because mentioned this before. While Star Trek Discovery is sucking its own fucking dick over its diversity and how diverse it is because there's a black woman as the main character, it conveniently forgets that there's been a woman captain and a black captain as the main characters previously.
Yeah, you brought that up the other day.
I did.
I remember,
I did.
No, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I saw someone else. Yeah, I saw someone else make this comment on Twitter recently. I wish I'd saved it and brought it up. It was basically the new character is like, I am a black woman, and I'm a commander. Whereas with Benjamin Sisko, it's like he's a commander first, and as a second thing, he happens to be a black guy. He's not fucking defined because of the color of his skin.
I see. So basically, most of the episodes are about how this black woman is strong because she's a black woman.
Funny enough, not so much the episodes, but just about all the press around it and all the self-congratulation from the crew and the fans.
Christ.
Like, oh, I'm so diverse. Look at how diverse we are. Sucking their own fucking cocks, like self-congratulatory blowjob.
Mm.
Whereas, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, my favorite Star Trek series, the Benjamin Sisko was a character, a tough, strong, cool character. The fact that he was played by an African American was like secondary. It wasn't a fucking issue.
Which it should have always been.
It's like, again,
at the point you're watching a show about people in space looking for things. It's supposed to be the future where everybody's come together. So what have they done? They've made a series about everybody come together and then pointing out that this person's
you're pointing out that people are different, and straight men are evil, and
that's great. It's so fucking weird. Like, that's the whole point of Star Trek, was that you were bringing everyone together. We were a united.
That's true. It's something else. It's something else to think.
You've just undone it.
It's something else to go on about. They act as though like Discovery's the first time like diversity and inclusion was a thing. Star Trek's been that way from the very fucking beginning. In the 1960s, among other things, it was the first show to show an interracial kiss.
Oh yeah, exactly. It was supposed to be a glimpse into the future where we've all overcome everybody's differences, united, and then strived to discover, which is a dream like that I've always wanted and that everybody wants. But let's make a show, or a version of that show, where we kind of point out the differences. Yeah.
Dr. King himself was a Star Trek fan and told Nichelle Nichols to stick with the show because so long as she's a part of the cast, it gives people a voice. It gives black people a presence on television. Dr. King as well, a genuinely great man, civil rights activist, also famously said, he has a dream that, my children will be judged on the content of the character, not the color of their skin. Apparently these days, diversity is the fucking opposite. You should be judged by your color of your skin first, your privilege and your social status and your sexuality, then by the content of your character.
That's apparently what it seems to be these days. And like you say, Dr. King was fighting completely against that. He wanted genuine equality.
Dr. King was fighting against like genuine oppression and not patriarchy, but actual racism.
Yeah.
He fucking died for it as well.
Well, this is it.
Don't say any of these fucking blue pink haired twats throwing themselves in front of a bus or a bullet.
No, I know.
But they advocate violence against people who disagree with them, though.
Oh, that's really sad. Like,
go and swallow the end of a shotgun, you fat turd. I'm just telling just fucking swallow the end of a shotgun, you fucking turds. I don't care if this is like inciting or whatever or hate speech. Go and fucking fuck yourselves. It's so annoying.
Oh.
So this live show is a big success and went into fucking nothing at all.
That's pretty cool.
No, not really. I actually did have some topics to bring up, but honestly, we've kind of skipped them all, and it's coming up to about 15 minutes. So let's just go back with the usual insanity.
Oh yeah.
BuzzFeed again.
Yes.
Another BuzzFeed quiz. Which dolphin are you? You've been wondering about this. Now you can know.
That's all I've wondered about for years.
This is by Matthew Perpetua, one of the BuzzFeed staff. Usually I'd play some music or other sound effects, but we're going in cheap and live today. As famously said by Bill O'Reilly, fuck it, we are doing it live. Right. As usual, we are testing you on this. So, choose a land creature. We have a grey kitten. We have a puppy of some kind. I don't know much about dog breeds. We have a horse. Oh, we have a lion.
Oh, it's got to be a lion.
All right. All these images are via Getty. Choose a food. We have hot dogs, pancakes, apples, or fries.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Been a while since I've had hot dogs. I have to be in a very specific mood to have a hot dog.
Like Halloween.
Not particularly. I suddenly get like a craving for like mustard and ketchup, and that's
no. I just know we served hot dogs on a Halloween party.
Oh shit, that's right. Probably don't remember it too well because I, downed multiple cans of lager in a fucking stupid racing challenge.
Oh, that was great.
God, I hate lager. Choose a color. We've got red, blue, yellow, or I'm gonna say green.
Red.
Red is also my favorite color.
Yeah.
Choose a vision of a dark future, and probably should have had images to send you, but we have like a desolate wasteland of like crushed bridges. We've got another wasteland with robots marching. We have a city being hit by what looks like meteorites and tsunamis. And we have an atomic explosion.
Oh, we'll go with the atomic explosion.
I was going for Blondie there if you didn't pick up.
Atomic.
What the fuck is this thing? Some kind of weird mascot which looks like a love child between like I don't know, the honey monster and whatever that thing that lives in a trash can is on Sesame Street. One of them he's fucking stupidly grinning in all of them. Hands close together. Another one he's sort of giving what might be the thumbs up. Another one he's skating around because this isn't a hockey ring. And another one it looks like he's about to get battered in the back of the head by a player. Personally, I like that one.
Maybe the one where he's roller skating.
Fair enough. Which dolphin are you? You got a Holmesy.
Oh.
Is it what you always wanted?
Yeah, it's all I've ever wanted to know.
You're a bit of an oddball and are eccentric in mostly appealing ways. You've got a great sense of humor and enjoy opportunities to perform and be at the center of attention. Must say,
BuzzFeed knows who I am.
I must say, I don't know anything about dolphins. I don't know if this is a fucking breed or if it's a character or it's something the author made up or it's like one of their fucking other kin friends. But you're a Holmesy.
Yeah, yo.
Right, just making sure we had no chats. Nope, my friend who messaged earlier has abandoned us. Well, that's probably about all of this. As I said, this is kind of more or less a test and even worse staying on topic than usual. So, yay! So I think that was episode 12 of Johnny Come Latelys. If you like this, subscribe. If you happen to stumble across this live screen, if you happen to come across this live stream and thought it was fairly all right, I'd recommend maybe checking out some of the recorded episodes because they're a bit more polished than this. But maybe next time we'll do a bit better. But anyway, I have been Mono Drew.
And I've been Cameron.
Good night.
It might be worth saying that we will be doing more videos soon. Like in terms of recorded games and whatnot. I know we get a lot of likes and whatnot for them as well. If you've got any suggestions, let me know, especially ones where we can play together.
Yeah, we will do. In fact, there is a few series that we need to finish.
Yeah.
Because nothing more frustrating than starting something and never fucking finishing it.
Yeah, well, this is it.
Oh, I also have in my possession more DVD quizzes, so that's another rabbit hole to jump down.
Oh, they're great. As long as we don't do another Big Brother one.
Nope.
Oh.
That's actually one of my more preferred videos.
It's such a bad fucking show.
Anyway, let's just fucking kill this right now before it goes on another hour.
Thank you for watching.
I'm sorry. Good night.